What's up everybody, Marissa B here. We are back again for another update news, but this time this is Crratures of Sonaria. Now, I don't want to go to Crratures of Sonaria. I don't care about it and I want to walk away from it. But they had a lot to say, so I'm pretty curious. But at the same time, I can't really walk away from Crratures of Sonaria because I am a content creator from both Crratures of Sonaria and Dragon Adventures. I'm a full content creator. Not a full one, but I am fully content creator of Dragon Adventures because I care about Dragon Adventures more and I play it more often. For Crratures of Sonaria, the only times I would only talk about it is only news, here and there. You guys already know it. But in any means necessary, what I want to be as a content creator, it has to be Dragon Adventures, because Dragon Adventures is my first ever game from Sonar Studios that I have played recently when I was a child. But we're not going to be talking about Dragon Adventures because I moved that out of the way for just a bit. And now we're going to be talking about Crratures of Sonaria. Oopsie doodles. And here we are. Dom Boy B is now here. And if you guys see this, that's a lot of wording. It even though it doesn't look like it, if I go through the full phone, which is no Roblox, no nothing, you can't see the background or anything, well, you guys already know. But it's gonna be long. So we're gonna get this out of the way because if I see some long ASS, I spelt it, not say it, but that long word or sentence or a whole book, I'm just gonna get that out of the chest because I'm curious myself. I have not read this because I want to keep myself appeased and hopefully in a peaceful manner. If Dominic gets something to say, interesting, I'd say. I'm gonna say interesting in the ending, probably. But anyways, happy Monday, wow. Okay, just wanted to let you all know, been keeping an eye on all the feedback regarding satiated changes, and I think I'm just gonna roll back that change to the previous behavior. Was it tested thoroughly and whistled it was a good idea on paper. We got people to want to eat more food more often to avoid the survival aspect of the game. It wasn't well thought out and just rushed it out without thinking or testing it more thoroughly. Thoroughly, there we go. Sorry, my brain wasn't braining for a moment. There was a band-aid changes we could do to it, but then we'd just be rushing out more changes, so rollback's the simplest to do. Going forward, my goodness, I think I need a drink after this one. I'm going to be asking the entire developer team to slow things down a bit and not rush changes out for every Friday. My thoughts are this: we need to get into the habit of delaying things if we aren't 100% happy with them, and making sure you guys have ample notice of what we're working on ahead of time. For those of you interested in some of the underlying reasons why Crratures of Sonaria operates with such a rapid iteration, the reason behind this rushing of changes every Friday was because of the way production on Crratures of Sonaria is was previously handled. Because you can't easily add and remove entire changes from a Roblox game in development, because Roblox doesn't suitably support and functionality of things like branches or versions of features. You end up in everything's go out or nothing's going out. Mentally, each Friday, it means we rush things because we are always working on a every week cadence of new stuff. The good news is very recently we have some new methods to handle our own way of doing branches or versioning. And I've instructed our whole developer team that we need to start using these methods to remove features from production-ready builds if we are not happy with the quality or what we'd be putting out. We're also still leaving these things like the new creature or the new event ready to ship out. This will give us more time to test things and more time to announce our intentions ahead of time to keep you all in a loop. We always want something for people to enjoy on a Friday. Ideally, But with the size we are now, it's time the entire team slowed things down, took a more methodical approach, and focused on the quality over quantity. Hope you all had I hope you had a solid weekend and have a great final 2 weeks of Valentine's Day event. Now, there's more still going in, but it seems like what Dominic is trying to say is that in Crratures of Sonaria, when they are talking about updates, the Pyramidra, for example, or Alifu, here and there, everywhere, the Veldies, the Centipodi, the Satiation, they've realized that they're actually getting their updates a little sped up, and they realized that the Satiation little changes have been a flop. It's, well, let's just say what they're trying to say is that a lot of people did not like the Satiation, and even my ex, Austin, surprisingly, did not like the Satiation, and everyone has been begging Crratures of Sonaria's developers that, hey, you gotta fix your Satiation. I don't know the drama behind it, but now I do, now that I read this. But apparently they said that they are not going to speed things up anymore, and it turns out that they might not be updating a lot in Fridays anymore, which means they are slowing down. So if you guys see these updates that I'm going to be talking about, don't expect this to be happening this Friday or any other Friday, because they said that they are going to slow down. So that's pretty interesting. Instead of an apology that the toxic community and everything here and there, they just care about the updates, about here and there things and this and that. I don't want to blame them because they don't control the toxicity from the community. It's the people that need to fix that. The values, the people have to fix that too. It's everyone that has to fix their problems. But that's how I stopped playing Crratures of Sonaria, because of their toxic community. But anyways, Cinekill comes back once again. Weekly update plans post. Trying something a little different this week. This week's announcement will be split in two. A small announcement today with the redesigned reveal, and another announcement for the remaining content on Wednesday. Satiation changes and Spring Ram Clover Blossom plushie reverted at developer fee, which is right now we are here. In case you missed it, read here for updates on the Satiation changes being reverted. This will happen at some point today. So they are working on the Satiation from Spring Ram and Clover Blossom. Spring Ram from Easter and Clover Blossom from the Spring Meadows. Not Meadow. Wow. Valentine's event continues for a final week, begin this Friday, offering you guys a chance to catch up if you started late, which I'm not playing. I'm sorry. Even if I have a private server, I'm not playing. Period. Creatures are arriving on Friday this week, which apparently it's actually shocking they're doing this right off the bat. But the serpent-like Zodok floats into Sonaria this week with its new redesign, obtainable via the limited gacha. If the Zodok is not obtainable, they probably will make it as a mission so that you guys can also collect it. Or if you guys don't like Zodok, then that's fine. This species has a revitalized appearance with a much more serpent face and improved body shape. Then you guys know who made the Zodiac. Zodok, I meant. Here we are now, not just red, but now yellow. I call it yellow, but it looks like it's orange. But for me, yellow wins. Anyways, Zodok with its fresh look. It looks... I'm gonna say this straight. The only thing they changed was just the body. The wings of it did not change at all. They probably might have changed the animations, but everything else seems to be pretty normal. Some extra angles, which apparently they look normal still. The same, in my opinion. The gems did change though, in my opinion. The face is very different. I could see that. The tail too, I could see. The little old guy had no jaw and very funky facial structure. Which this is the old one compared to the new one, if you guys are curious. The new one right here looks more futuristic and realistic. But this one looks like it came from a toy. A kid's toy, not the You know, not the grown-up toys, the kid's toy. Same. But anyways, we fixed him. Much more serpent-like head face, which is very cool. Very interesting. And it has more of a gem on it, because this one has like more of like 3 gems. This one has like 4. I can see 4. I don't know. My opinion, I can. But anyways, here we... Oh boy. Wow, Dominic, you love to text so much. And that causes my jaw to hurt, because every time when I am reading these, him, you love to talk. And I like to talk too. So we have one thing in common. I barely even know him, and we only have like one thing in common. Oh well, whatever. Howdy gamers, wanted to let you know what the team's currently working on. None of this is coming out this week. Instead, I'll let you know when some of these are set to release closer to the time, as we are getting the hang of slowing things down a bit. Now, he's mentioning this again from beforehand on Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, I don't know. But Cynical said that this would be released this week, but Dominic had to correct it by saying that, hey, this ain't gonna be released this Friday, but we're gonna be slowing down for a bit, and we will remind you guys that, hey, it's gonna be coming in soon, so hold your horses. Anyways, Adore Warden's special ability. So these are the ones that aren't gonna really happen right off the bat, but they will happen soon. It's just that Dominic has to rearrange everything and slow down, because they're developers, they're moderators, they're testers, they're administrators. They're all exhausted and tired from all this rushness. And the developers themselves are noticing this, and they're like, oh boy, we gotta slow down. If we don't slow down, this community is not gonna be a sweet spot. But even though the community isn't a sweet spot, it's not been a sweet spot for a very long time because of closers, exploiters, toxic people, scammers, this and that. So it's not their fault that the community is becoming this way. It's the people's fault, because they want to make this community sad and depressing. Anyways, Adore Warden's special ability, Damage Link. Link 3 players together. If you damage one, it damages all 3. Damage would scale based on the tier of the creature and the percent of health taken away. No one hitting a melee in the Cauldron Terrace. It's linked to Falls Over LOL, which is laugh out loud. That would be hilarious though. Oh boy. It wouldn't be hilarious for me, I'm just gonna say that, because I'm not laughing. And I laugh a lot at the most dumbest reasons, but this one is not the dumb reason. Anyways, next up is gonna be adding a free appearance shuffles if you use an appearance token on a creature for the duration for our play session. Made a mistake, you can hop back into the editor, as long as you didn't leave the game, and correct your error. The game would only prompt you to use another token if you left or rejoined the game. Next one is gonna try to get footstep sounds to play on mobile. Now, this has been a problem for us mobile people. I am a mobile myself, and I made a bit of content a long time ago about Crratures of Sonaria. And the Nux and Lumen, if you guys check that out. Cozy has a Nux and Lumen, great example. But I could not hear the footsteps at all. But for PC people, computer, they can. And every time when I hear some content creators playing with their computer and I hear the footsteps, it just makes me want to hear them. I don't know why. They have some weird strategies or anything else, but I always wanted to hear the creature's footsteps, and it's sad that I can't because mobile people have some type of problem. And you know what's sad is that us mobile people already suffered enough, and this footsteps is far enough. And at the same time, when we are mobile people, we don't know who's coming up behind us. You just get swept up by an Umbroxy and just get unalived by them. But anyways, actual footprints won't show up for the performance reasons. Would be nice to still have the sound play, not gonna lie. At least that would help us mobile people, because at this rate, even if we don't get the footsteps to really show because of the performances, we don't care. It's just that we need the sounds to come in, because then we can know that, hey, there's someone coming up. We gotta be careful. But anyways, last but not... Oh, there's more. I thought it was the last but not least, but it's not. Let me lay down for this one, because this is gonna be a long, long one. Oh boy. Alright. Breathe in. Breathe out. I have been leaning on a box on a edge side for a while. So that's why. Anyways, we're gonna be back. We're gonna be talking about this. Gotta keep my brain open. Anyways, not gonna be doing a new creature this week, except the redesign. Instead, we'll be releasing 2 new guys this week in a new achievements gacha, which will cost shrooms, which is sad. But hey, if you're rich, you can use them on. And only be spinnable if you have at least 100 TBD species owned. Interesting. Oh well, anyways, this is intended to be a more late game gacha, which you unlock once you have unlocked a lot of other species in the game. As part of your progression, I didn't want to do percent of the species owned, because that creates a moving target that people could could get locked out if they don't play a game for a long time. And I want to make sure once you've unlocked this one, it's all yours. Laugh out loud. I'm also thinking if we can make one creature 25% and the other 75% in it. So one's a little better, a bit rarer than the other to get, but not by much. So what they're saying is that Dominic is going to be returning the little species that you have to get those stuff. Now, way back then with the trade wheel, this was where Dragon Adventures, the trade wheel for the recall did not exist, and we had the very old one. Now, if you had to go to the towers, you had to get a percentage of creatures to go through, which is pretty much dumb, but I remember that one. And they're bringing that back. And they said that Dominic himself, he said that he didn't want this to happen because it would shut people down if they don't have this much species. But he wants to know that, hey, if everyone has it, then it's probably not a bad idea. Right? No. Even if it's not a bad idea, the toxic community says otherwise, and you already know what's gonna happen. Chaos. Drama here. Well, swearing possibly there. Here and there, everywhere. And yes, that's how crazy the toxicity comes in when it comes to communities. But anyways, we're going to be getting to the last one, which finally is the last one. This one, finally a more sizable future, and something I want to clue you guys in on. And we are going to be taking the stat boost. This is assigned to 1 creature per day, buffing it. Now playing it to around 20 creatures at once. Okay. And make the boost last around 1 week, a big source of feedback from our PvPers. Oh. Okay. Is everyone using the same 20 creatures in the meta? So one thing I would like to try is actually having more of a rotating meta each week, where 20 creatures are made more powerful automatically. The big thing will be getting the balance of the stat boost right, and actually make it feel fun each week to try out new creatures and fights. Of course, still gonna take my time with that one. So he's taking his time on this one. Him and other people are taking their time about this one. But on all means necessary, that's what's gonna happen with this one. It's not gonna happen right off the bat. This is gonna be a slow and paceful process, so hold your horses, everyone. So it's gonna take time with that one, and give testers lots of time to try that out, which is content creators, if you don't know. Yeah, whatever. I'm just thinking out of the box. It also goes without saying that when we do release that, we'd keep an eye on things to see if it's working as intended, and make tweaks to it if needs be. So here we are, status boost, which is a 10% damage and a 10% stat in my region. Another one which is a 10% speed, alongside with a Malangi, which they are showing that. And oh boy, there's another one. Alright, anyways, God, I love my word walls. LOL. Oh, okay. For those who aren't aware, the satiation rework has been reverted in all live servers. This happened about 15-ish hours ago, which was yesterday. But I've seen some confusion about it still. So you can check on it on the developer feed so that you guys can know, like, hey, this is what happened. Just check that out if you guys are confused or curious. By no means necessary, this is very interesting. They're only talking about slowing down the updates. But at this rate, this causes the toxic community to actually rise more because people who are impatient about creatures are more likely toxic. And when it's toxic, people would start talking about other things that causes people to get outraged. Even though they are in a slow and peaceful pace, I wouldn't blame the developers because they are rushing themselves a little too much, causing exhaustion and tiriness, which I feel bad about that. But at the same time, one thing I don't feel bad of is the community. People with everything being so rude here and there. But then again, this is my opinion. If I do see hate comments, I will delete them because I saw one with the Parametra and the Commodity redesign. So if you guys want to put hate comments, I am always online. So if I see some comments, I'm watching like a hawk. And no, I'm not watching you in bed. Because, what would be funny is that if you're watching my video in bed, that's crazy. Because I am... No, I'm not going to even say it. Anyways, that is all for today's video. It is now going to turn 22 minutes because I can see the time on my corner. You guys can't see it. You guys can't see it because you guys don't know where it is. But it's actually right in the corner where the dragons are in the inventory, menu, here and there, this and that. But in all means necessary, I hope you guys enjoy the updates, and I will see you guys in the next video, which is going to take a while. It's going to take more than probably 2 days because of Alatria, and I'm going to make a video about it, so I say Alatria Part 2. If you guys want, I did say I was going to do a live stream, but I think I'm going to do it tonight. I was going to do a live stream on Friday, but I feel like I should do this on the night. Because, well, everyone's here and there's no school for now. And then they have to go back to school tomorrow. But yeah, any means necessary, I'm going to be going so you guys can go and have some fun. See ya and peace.